So, I got fired from my job. Let's talk about it. What is good, guys? Sircharlesthepoet here. Welcome to Life of the Poet. It's been a while since I've had one of these videos. Actually, has it been a while? I don't know. I forgot. But I've been going through it in life recently. But let's talk about this. I got fired from my job, and that was a few months ago. But so I was working at, let's give you some context. I was working at if you've been keeping up with some of my videos, you know that I worked at Chena Hot Springs in Alaska, and I got fired from there. My goal was to stay in Alaska for a year, and just only a few months into it, but the CEO was like, nah, get out of my company. So let's talk about why I got fired. Okay, cool. So to give you some context, once again, my job was, I was a tour guide. My 3/5 a tour guide. I was my original job was a tour guide, and then there's like a lot to unpack with the Alaska stuff. Okay, so my original job in Alaska was a tour guide, but as a tour guide, not only do we give tours, but we also in the department, so we work in the activities department, and all the activities are called tours. So if you work in the activities department, not only do you give tours, but you're also a barista, so you make coffee for the people, for the customers. But you're also somebody who, so you're a barista, but you're also maintaining the cafe area, and the cafe area is in the gift shop. So you're also maintaining the gift shop. You know, you're supposed to restock and clean the area, supposed to, and also and the other part of the activity center is selling the activities to customers, answering questions about the activities, and yeah, and if customers wanna participate in an activity, you sign them up for it. So yeah, so that's the gist of my job. Cool. So how did I get fired? It's a resort, so we get a lot of international customers, right, from all over the world: Asia, Africa, Europe, the Americas, and also Australia. So we get a lot of people from Australia, and Australia is one of the countries that I love, that I want to visit. So whenever I meet somebody from Australia, it's conversation. Let's talk about it. Ask them questions. I want to get to know them. I want to be their friends, and yeah. So yeah. So one thing, through talking to the Australian customers, one thing that it's a question they always ask me, is that there's this visa that the US and Australia have this visa agreement, whatever, that allows that allows Australians to come work in the US for about 6 months. And the customers always they're always asking questions about it. Like they actually do want to come to work at Chena Hot Springs, and they want to know if we accept that type of visa, yada yada. If it's possible for them to come to get the visa and come work here. Now, I'm no HR. I don't know. I'm a barista, bro. Don't ask me all these questions. But after like so many times telling the customers that I don't know, I'm not sure, yada yada yada, I decided, you know what? Instead of saying I don't know and not answering the customers, how about I do some personal research on the topic, and when they ask me questions, I can answer the question. So that's what I thought, you know, customer service. The customer service is, you want to like satisfy you. I mean, yeah, your job is like, you're a barista. I'm saying barista because like I wasn't a barista side of things when I got fired. So you're a barista. So yeah, your job is to make coffee. But like with customer service, if you can like learn a little more information to educate the customers, Hey, that's what customer service is all about, right? Right. Cool. So I finished restocking the whole department, and I'm the only person there who restocks. That's one thing that gets me tight. I was one of the hardest workers there. Okay, one of the hardest workers there. Just goes to show, no company cares about how hard you work. They will still fire you in a heartbeat. So I was one of the hardest work. I was the hardest worker there. And that's from like, and that's not just from me and my ego. That's from literally my manager coming up to me and asking me to keep up the hard work, keep doing what I'm doing. Matter of fact, work harder because the other employees in the department don't wanna do the job they're hired to do, even when she asks them to do it. Yeah. You see a red flag here? Red flag. And yeah, like the manager literally like came up to me like a few times to ask me to keep doing the job that I'm doing, keep working hard, keep restocking, keep cleaning the area because nobody else does it. Even though when she asks them to do it, they don't do it. What in the world? Like, are you not embarrassed that you come to me to tell me that? But anyways, so the customer, so I did the restock. I restocked the whole apartment, the whole cafe, gift shop. I restocked the gift shop / cafe, and like it was kind of dry. Like there was not a lot of customers, so I restocked, and I also cleaned the area. That's one thing that I do. But that's something that's supposed to be done, but I'm the only person who does it. Clean. I swept the department. I restocked. Put the napkin in the napkin holders, and I was just chilling, you know. And I mean, after I finished doing all that, now the thing about me is that if I'm at the workspace, even if there is no work to do, I don't feel comfortable just standing there or just sitting there not doing anything. Even though if I finished everything already. I'm the annoying employee who's going to go to my manager and ask them, is there any more work to do? Because if you're paying me to work from 9 to 5, then I expect to be working from 9 to 5. Of course, I'm going to pace myself so I don't overwork myself or kill myself, but I will be working from 9 to 5. Yeah, so when I'm done with all that work, first of all, it's bothersome because I'm the only person who did all the work. Meanwhile, all the other employees are just there chilling, cracking jokes, laughing. So it's annoying to do work when the people who get paid the same as me have the same job description as me, or just laughing. And as you can see, that was not a good place to work. Anyways, so I was hanging out. And I was just like, just standing there waiting for customers to pass by. And surely enough, a customer did come by. And it was an Australian customer who once again asked me the same question about the visa. Can they work at Chena Hot Springs? And I said, you know what? I don't know, but I'll do some research on it. Now the customer they were gonna check out other things at the resort, so they left, and they were gonna come back to ask me about it. So while they were gone, I went on the computer, which is the cashier's computer, and I started researching that. So again, I had nothing to do. I cleaned, I restocked. There was literally nothing left to do in the department. Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing research. So while I'm doing research, the CEO of the company walks into the department, the activity center, and he snuck up right behind me. He said, "What are you doing?" Now I jumped, and of course I'm so surprised. He snuck up behind me. I asked him what I'm doing. I jumped and I turned around and I told him exactly what I was doing. I said, customers keep on asking me questions about some visa that Australia has with the US, and I'm done with doing I'm done restocking, I'm done cleaning, I did everything. And since there's not a lot of customers here, I decided to research it and research it, and so I can have a proper answer for the customers. He started yelling, shouting at me. He said, "You're a thief. You're a thief. That's not your job. I do not pay you to do that. You're not gonna be doing this in the company time. Your job, you're a cashier, barista. You're a tour guide. Your job is to not research information for customers." First of all, the resort has terrible Wi-Fi and no cell phone service at all. no cell phone service, and terrible Wi-Fi. Can't blame customers. They want to research their information and they can't find it. Can't blame them. Can't blame them if they come ask me to research for them. Anyways, so he was yelling, telling me like calling me a thief in front of everybody, like yelling so hard. And then, but at the end, he said, hey, I'm gonna give you one more chance. If you decide to do that again, if you're gonna do that again, you might as well just pack your bags and leave. Okay? Cool. So I got a second chance. Okay, I learned my lesson. Screw the customers. It's not my job description. I'm not doing it. Going above and beyond for customer service, I'm not gonna do it ever again. Cool. All right. So nothing happened for the rest of the day. Then the next day comes. So the next day, that's one thing I wanna mention. I was again restocking because I'm the only person in the whole department who restocks. I was restocking. While I was restocking, I was like on my knees, like putting bags of chips on the shelves. I turned around and looked, and I saw him from afar. He was walking with a group of people, and as I was walking, he stopped and he looked in my direction and just like looked to see where I was, and he saw me on the ground restocking. I mean, he didn't say anything. He just like continued, and he left with his group of people, and then yeah, okay, cool. So, and then sometime later, like a few minutes, like half an hour later or something, my manager called me, and when she called me, she said the GM, the general manager, is asking for me in his office. Cool. I know from experience from previous events that if the GM asks for you for a personal meeting, you're fired. You're fired. Cool. So, all right. So that idea was in my head, but cool, whatever. What I know, I'm not guilty of anything. I didn't do anything. And yes, there was the incident with the CEO yesterday, but he told me he'll give you a second chance. So I said, so there's possibly nothing that I could have done. So I'm not fired. So I went to the GM's office, and when I got to his office, when he pulled me aside, he said, "I'm sorry. It's very hard to tell you this because you're an employee that we all like here, that we all admire, we all benefit from it. But unfortunately, due to what the CEO saw you doing the previous day, he decided that he does not want you in his company anymore. So we have to let you go." Now I was like, okay, and I said, but does the CEO know that I was actually helping a customer? I was doing my job. So I explained to the GM what I was doing, while I was researching that on the computer. And the GM said, did you explain that to the CEO? And I said, I tried to, but he was yelling at me. I guess he didn't hear me. So he said, okay, well, the CEO is actually upstairs. So if you want to go talk to him, I can try to set that up for you. I said, yeah, I would like to talk to him. And which is a big thing, by the way, because literally everybody at the company is afraid of the CEO. Like, the CEO like visits the resort like once a week. If he's on the resort, everybody is like a dog with their tail within their legs, like trying to act proper, be nice, like, and not just like act proper and do your job properly, which you should be doing regardless, but like avoid him. If he's there, go use the bathroom for like an extra 30 minutes type stuff. So that's how much people are scared of the CEO, because he's a jerk. He's the type of person who just walk in, yell at you, curse you out, and then walk out. He's a person who just walk in, like, look at you, say you're fired, and Alaska is an at-will state, so they will just fire you, and you can't do nothing about it. So, anyways, so the GM talked to the CEO and got me into his office, and it was me and the CEO in his office talking. Bruh. The tense, the suspense in the air was palpable. Could cut it with a, like, butter knife, just cut through the suspense in the air. So I was talking to him. I sat down across from the table, and of course, he started by yelling at me, saying, I mean, I came in and I explained to him, I explained to him what I was doing on the computer. I said I was helping a customer. This my job is to provide customer service, and they asked me that question. I didn't know the answer first, so I was researching it for the customer, and he said the same thing. That is not your job. And he started, and I mean, that is my job. Customer service is my job. And the crazy thing, man, the crazy thing is that the only reason why I feel so comfortable to research information for customers on the computer is because my manager does it. My manager encourages the employees to do it. My manager, like, legit, if a customer asks us a question, she tells us, look it up on the computer for them. So we're only doing that. We all in the department, in the department do it. And matter of fact, like 5 seconds before, like a few seconds before he had walked into the department to see me on the computer, the other girl across from me in the department and the other computer was watching the news on the computer. She was watching the news, but he just walked right past her and saw me, who was helping a customer. I'm the one who's stealing company time. I'm the one who's stealing company time. The only regret I have is not telling him all these things when I was in a meeting with him. And you know what? I'm still debating with myself. Like, is it bad? Like, should I have told? Because if I told him that, I would have thrown legit the whole department under the bus. Now one person at the department is innocent. Now one person is innocent in that department. Okay, so if I could have just said one thing: check the cameras, because there were cameras in the department. I could have just told him one thing: check the cameras for one day. The things you will see is crazy. But anyways, men started yelling at me, saying like, "No, you're a thief. That's not what I signed. That's not what you are hired to do. Therefore, you are stealing company time. You are stealing money from me. You are stealing from me. You are a thief. You are stealing from me." And we talked about it. He was talking about his ex-wife. Talk about a lot of things. Like, his ex-wife is like, he just like tell me a bunch of freaking stories to show that he's a good person. Then he wanna tell me how him and his wife actually prayed for me the night before because something was wrong with me, that I think I can just steal from people like that. The fact that I'm able to steal from people means something is wrong with me. So he prayed for me, and he went and said that that I cannot work. I don't belong in his company because his company is too small for me to be doing that on the clock. I gotta work for a bigger company that can just risk losing money like that. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, there was no work to do. Are you okay? Like this guy is crazy, and he's like saying like, "Oh, I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this for your own good, because if I don't fire you, then you will never learn the lesson." What lesson? To stop helping customers, to not do the job that you hired me to do? One thing I regret is that I should have like approached it from a logical perspective. One thing aside from telling him to just like check the camera in the department and then he will see how crooked the whole department is, I should have just told him, but yesterday you said you gave me a second chance. Why did you change your mind? Why did you change your mind? So I wanted to hear what he had to say about that. And to go off on that point, why did he change his mind? Back to my manager. So one thing is that I've heard the rumors, but also working in the department, I know it. My manager is racist. She's racist. One thing is that I was the only minority. Well, I was the only black person / minority in the entire department. So Already, red flag. And Alaska, red flag. Red flag, red flag, baby, red flag. So I was the only minority in the whole department. So, and I mean, so when my manager is there, like picking on me, nobody else notices it. Like I'm the only person who notices it, and the HR person, I mean, she knows it too. I have gone to complain to her about the manager, and the manager found out that I went to her to complain, and the manager punished me even more. So I was by myself. The rumor was that after she got word that the CEO and I had that encounter at the department, and he allowed me something on the computer, she went to him and she convinced him to fire me. She convinced him to go all the way, not give me a second chance, go all the way, just fire him. And me and my manager, again, aside from the fact that she's racist, we're like, she has reasons to not like me. And when I say reasons, I don't mean like, I don't mean that I've done bad things to her. It's just that, man, I gotta give you another video. And probably probably two more videos to explain everything in this and that happened. But aside from the fact that she's racist, and I just put two and two together. Another reason why she just was so comfortable just getting me fired just like that. We are understaffed in the department, so the more people she loses, the harder her job her job is potentially. But the reason why she's so comfortable just firing me like that is because I was actually on my way to transferring out of her department because I was just sick and tired of that department. So I asked for a transfer. So she said she's not gonna have me regardless, so she might as well just fire me. She doesn't care about me. And the other thing is that in about a month and a half, in about 2 months, she was gonna leave the company to herself. So she has nothing to lose. She's leaving the company. I'm leaving her department. She has nothing to lose. Fire me, ruin my life. Have at it with me. Send me to the wolves. That's it. So another reason why she wants me to get fired. She wanted me to be fired.